Welcome to the Great American Collectibles Show, heard Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on PSA.com and the PSA Facebook page. The Great American Collectibles Show is brought to you by PSA, the National Sports Collectors Convention, and Sports Collectors Daily. Tonight's headlines are brought to you by Sports Collectors Daily. For all of your hobby news, features, and more, visit sportscollectorsdaily.com. And now, your hosts, Tom Zappala and Rico Petrocelli.
Rico.
Well, it's been a long time since I've been on.
You were on the week before last, please.
Was I?
Mallory's the guy. Mallory was the guy that hasn't been on for a month.
You're kidding.
No.
Jeez.
Last week he forgot my name.
All right, I apologize.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing's
going on. That's good.
Nothing's going on, my future Savannah banana?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait for that.
That's going to be awesome.
Who's this guy?
All right, we have a great show today. We're going to bring in 2 seconds, Mike Russek from Great Flannel Auctions. Yeah. Rico is very familiar with Great Flannel because the last time he wore a uniform, he was playing for the House of David.
Don't laugh. They played 300 games a year.
We've got Al Crisafulli from Love of the Game Auctions, going to be on after Mike. At the end of the show, we're going to bring in Leighton Sheldon from Vintage Breaks. But we invited a special guest in today. This young man, his name is Elias Carrigan, Red Sox fan, right?
Yep.
Big time.
Yep.
You like the Celts?
Yep.
Bruins?
I don't really watch hockey that
Yeah,
much.
I'm not a big hockey guy.
I am.
How about the Revolution?
No.
You don't play soccer?
No.
You like the Pats, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody likes the Pats. Well, Elias is a collector, but not only a collector. Elias has his own little business, and he appears at a lot of the local card shows here in the greater Boston area.
Right.
The reason we asked him to come in is because Rico and I have been touting, especially Petrocelli, he's been touting young kids getting into the hobby. And this is a perfect example. Now, we asked him to bring in some cards, and he brought in a bunch of cards, of which probably 90% of them are modern and ultra-modern.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk about the importance of diversifying a collection, and we'll give some reasons why. All right, but first, we're going to bring in Mike Russek from, I'm losing it, Great Flannel Auctions. Michael, how are you?
I'm good, guys. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, love to have you. Thank you.
Right.
Mike, you have, is this the biggest auction you've ever had that's ending this coming weekend? Because, I mean, some of the stuff is like absolutely incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Volume-wise, it might be one of our largest. Yeah, we have over 1,400 lots ending this Sunday on the platform.
Fabulous.
Some really incredible game used jerseys. Some
Wayne Gretzky, right?
I mean, listen, he's got Gretzky's final game sweater.
Wow.
I mean, are you kidding me?
No, that is great. That's a great. I got a hockey stick with it. He signed.
To Rico?
No. It was with the team.
Oh, really?
Seriously.
So, Mike, that Gretzky sweater, I mean, what's it? Can I ask you what it's at right now?
Yeah, sure. The current bidding is at $220,000.
Yeah.
We end in less than a week on Sunday. Obviously, it's going to go up from here. It's Gretzky's last jersey that he ever wore in his final game.
Wow.
Now, I noticed you have a lot of Gretzky material. Did this come from the Gretzky family or private consignor?
Yeah, so we put together 3 different Gretzky collections and billed it as the first 25 lots in the sale, headlined by Gretzky's last jersey. I want to clarify that Gretzky wore 4 jerseys his last game.
Yeah.
1 in pregame warmups. He wore 1 in first period, second period, and third period. He kept the third period one for himself, and it's currently in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And this is the one that he wore in the second period, which makes it even more significant because it was his final point scored in the NHL.
That is very cool.
Gretzky to me in hockey is the Michael Jordan of hockey.
Absolutely. There's no doubt.
When you talk hockey, records and all that, Gretzky's name comes up. We have who we love, Bobby Orr, in the area too.
And it's, a lot of people think Bobby's at the top, but I'm a Gretzky guy.
Well, no, I mean he's still around. I think he's done a couple of ads on TV too, which helps. But it's still, he's a terrific guy. I met him. I was very fortunate.
Yeah. We are chatting.
Actually taught him everything he knew.
Yeah, I'm
but
sure, right. You're a regular hockey player. We're chatting with Mike Russek from Great Flannel. But, Mike, there's one thing that really sticks out in your auction. I have a very, very, very special place in my heart for Pete Maravich. You know, Pete Maravich, when I was in college, that was right in my wheelhouse. And I absolutely, unequivocally think there is no greater college basketball player that ever played the game than Pete Maravich. He's a guy that averaged, think about this, Rico, 44 points a game he averaged his senior year. How can you average 44 a game?
He was a great shooter. I don't know what his percentage was, but every time you looked up, he made it.
Mike?
He averaged 44 points without the three-point line.
That's great
Very
point.
good point.
About that.
Very good point.
He left
But
a
not
lot of
only
points
that,
on the table.
but not only that, I mean, if you look at the greatest passers in the history of the game, NBA included, he's going to be in the top 5 for just great ball handler, great passers.
What do you have of him?
I mean,
Go ahead.
obviously Maravich was electric. You know, everyone from that era truly does regard him as the greatest college basketball player that there ever was.
Now you have his Player of the Year trophy, the Naismith
Right,
Player of
so-
the Year trophy, correct?
So we were fortunate enough to hook up with the Maravich family and do business with them for many years. The family has decided to let go some of their last treasures, including his AP Trophy of the Year, which was the Naismith Memorial Player of the Year in college. We've got his top 50 lithograph, a basketball that was used behind me in one of the games to score 58 points against Alabama. Some really significant stuff.
Really cool stuff.
That
Rick,
is nice.
Rick, he's
No,
got a special friend of yours, Glove. Did you see that?
No.
The second last. Did I give you that bullet?
Yeah. What? Willie Mays?
Yeah.
Of course.
The game used
Look at
glove.
the glove. Oh, yeah. All right.
65 game used Willie glove.
Remember
Another-
the basket catch?
Another unbelievable.
Yeah, that's great stuff. I love Willie Mays. I mean, him and Aaron and Mantle.
Some truly interesting items. You know, our brand and what we specialize is more niche. We do a lot more of the game used, the autographs, the trophies and awards, where a lot of the other auction houses specialize in cardboard and cards.
Right. No, absolutely.
great.
You guys,
Good
from a
stuff.
memorabilia standpoint, probably at the top of the heap. I mean, because you're always consistent with the, what you guys have.
Yeah, well,
Before-
this is a 30-year family business.
Yeah,
so
no, it's
we've really
phenomenal.
been carving out this niche that we're proud of.
Also, you have an interesting Babe Ruth signed ball, also signed by Hank Aaron.
Yes, it's a pretty rare combo right there. You know, two of the greats.
Wow.
Can I ask what that piece of memorabilia is at right now?
Yeah, it's currently at 9,000. Bidding ends in less than a week. You know, probably should get up into the 30 range.
That's a nice piece.
Yeah.
Ball signed
And it
by
actually comes
Aaron
with some
and
family
Ruth.
provenance and a newspaper article talking about how our consignor actually got Hank Aaron's autograph on a Babe Ruth ball.
You know, Mike, I don't know if you
Yeah.
know this, but before we let you go,
Don't
there's
start
a
with me.
very, very rare signed baseball
this
that's
to
out
me
there.
all the time,
And this
see.
is
Yeah,
a
like
God's
that.
honest truth.
Hey, yeah.
There is a ball out there that is signed and authenticated, signed by both Babe Ruth and Rico Petrocelli.
Real?
Honest to God, can you imagine some moron, with all due respect, some moron walked up to him at a show and asked him to sign a Babe Ruth ball, right?
Yeah. I said, no, I'm not going to sign that. He said, I want you. You're my favorite player. I said, Babe Ruth, are you crazy? Maybe it's $1 million ball. Who knows? I don't care. I said, okay. Boom, boom, boom. That ball went down. Down real fast.
okay.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
That's right.
Well,
All right, Michael, your website?
Yes, it's greyflannelauctions.com, and that's GREY, flannel, FLANNEL, auctions. You know, you can hop on, register, follow along.
And when does
see
the
how
auction
action
end?
goes.
Auction ends when?
The auction ends this Sunday.
Awesome. Listen, we hope we see you down the road a bit. You guys have a great
Absolutely.
company, you have a great reputation, and wish you the best with the auction.
yeah.
I very much appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Take
Take
care.
care.
of it.
Mike Russek
That's
from Great Flannel. He does have some cool stuff.
Yeah,
He's
great.
got some cool, I love his. He has a
There's
really
so much. Yeah,
yeah. He's got a good, nice operation.
combination of things. It's diversity.
All right,
as
let's
you would
bring in
say.
our pal. Look at him. Look how handsome. Just look at back from Florida.
Wow.
You know, nice. You don't have much of a tan though.
Well,
I always have a tan,
That's a good point.
it's dangerous.
but I was
Well, you
down.
gotta
I
be
was
careful.
down there working.
Oh, you were?
I wasn't on vacation. I was actually down there working.
Wow.
Listen to me. I don't want to hear that because I called you. What were you doing when I called you?
I was working by the pool.
You were lying by the pool. Are you kidding me? He was lying by the pool. All right, listen. Before we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks, and by the way, say hi to Elias. That's Al.
Hello.
Hey,
And Al, we're all over the place today, but we have a very, very important announcement to make to our viewers and to our radio listeners. We've had a couple of meetings amongst our production staff, and I had a conference call with good friends at PSA, and we're all kind of in the same boat here, on the same page. The Great American Collectibles Show we're going to be moving our main platforms from PSA. We're going to be moving away from the PSA Facebook page, and we have a couple of other announcements to make. But as of this point, we have put together a really cool Great American Collectibles Facebook page, which we haven't ever paid attention to, quite frankly, because everybody goes to all these other platforms to watch the show. So we have our own Great American Collectibles Facebook page. We also are going to be one of the other two main platforms is going to be the Sports Collectors Daily Facebook page, because Sports Collectors Daily, Rich Miller gets a ton of views. And that is a really cool site. Now, the other site we can't announce until after, hopefully, if everything goes well, and it's looking promising, until after the National. What we decided to do was, one of the things we decided to do was, we think it's important for this show to be on neutral platforms. And there's no two better neutral platforms three neutral platforms than Sports Collectors Daily, our own, and the potential third. So that we can talk about just about anything relative to this hobby, this great hobby. We don't have to worry about who we offend, who we don't offend relative to sponsors or things like that. So in the long run, this is going to be a very, very positive experience, Rick. You agree?
Absolutely. I think it's exciting. And I think people will like it.
Yeah.
It really will.
We're going to be posting the link to the Sports Collectors Daily Facebook page, our own, and then once we get the approval, which again is looking promising for the third, which I can't announce, we'll bring them in.
proud of you guys.
Yeah, something. Well, you know what it is, Al. We really, it's really important. This is our 8th year on the air, and people seem to love the show. I think we're the highest viewed collectible show on the internet, and I know our numbers on the radio side are very good. People can listen to us on Spotify, Pandora, all that other stuff. iHeart, see us on YouTube, which I'm not a big YouTube guy, but anyway. So I think it's going to be an opportunity for us to really, really get on in neutral territory, Rico.
Yeah.
Right? And be able to discuss just about anything, Al. What do you think?
It's become a really big pet peeve of mine in the hobby, because a lot of the independent media with this crazy growth that the hobby has experienced over the last 2 or 3 years, a lot of the independent media is not really, there's really not a lot of it. And so something like what you do and the ability to keep it independent really does give, some legitimacy and some journalistic legitimacy to what you're doing. It's there's, as everything grows so quickly in this hobby, the quality, the signal to noise ratio of the stuff that's out there is getting worse and worse. And so, it's good to have, folks like you who are really hobbyists who care about the hobby and who care about disseminating accurate information. There's a lot of bad info out there. I see it every day.
Well,
and so it's
we care about the industry.
Exactly.
From day one,
Absolutely.
we said it's not about us, but we want to present, you guys.
And we've really been promoting, like kids like Elias. By the way, after our commercial break, we're gonna spend some time with Elias. But kids like Elias, we've always promoted this hobby. It's very close to my heart, very close to Rico's heart, and JM's heart. The other thing is this. Again, we are leaving PSA on very good terms. Please don't get us wrong. We hope that, as in the past, they're going to be coming on. But on the other side of the coin, we're going to be bringing in some of the competition now. Some of the other third grading parties that we can talk to, we can have on, we can chat with. And I think it's all good.
And by the way, Elias is a ventriloquist. That's not really Tom talking. This is him.
All right, Al. Listen, we got a few minutes left, and Elias, we're gonna spend some time with Elias. Did I miss anything, Chrissy?
No, other than I would just say to everyone, don't wait. I think it's in 2 weeks will be our first episode going from our own platform. But if you go to the description below right now, you can click and go to that Facebook page, like and follow us. That way you're not going to miss anything. Get on jump on the bandwagon now.
All right.
And Chrissy and David, our production people, everybody gets a notification. We're going to be sharing that notification going forward with our Facebook page and Sports Collectors Daily Facebook page with all of our viewers and listeners. So you may not even.
I'm glad you're.
Yeah.
No, go on.
No,
Sorry.
I was going to say you may not even.
You're hooked up with.
Yeah, Rich is great. He's great, man.
Yeah, he's the best.
He is.
And you couldn't pick a better partner.
Right.
So that's great.
When you get the notification, you may click on that notification. Is probably going to bring you right to the Great American Collectibles Facebook page, which is a good thing. So
we'll repeat that anyway as we go
absolutely.
along, right? I mean,
absolutely. All right, Al, we got about 3 minutes before our break, and then after this, we're going to talk to all of our good friends here. Your last auction was wild. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was fun. We set the record, and we actually destroyed the record for the highest priced signed 52 mantle. The one that we sold went for $422,000.
Now, hold on. Don't you have one? A signed mantle?
No.
Are you sure?
I wish I had one.
That was great, and all of the signed 52s did really well, and then also we saw kind of a bump in 19th century material. Old judges and things like that did really, really well, and that's real near and dear to me because that earliest baseball stuff is my favorite baseball stuff. And I think sometimes, and this is something that we'll touch on with Elias, I think sometimes, the tendency is to focus on the new stuff because these are the names that we know, but it's great to see the early baseball stuff really starting to get some traction. Particularly among new collectors, right. Which new bidders and people who I know came into the hobby from modern and are sort of migrating to more earlier stuff, and now they're jumping on 19th century stuff, which I think is great because that stuff is truly rare and beautiful.
I was thinking about the modern stuff. His age, he's 12 years old, right? I would think they would be more interested because they're familiar with the names now. So I think that's good because they're in the hobby. Even they buy them, or they, in his case, they may sell them or whatever. But that's, I think, great for the hobby because you got to keep it going. You know what I mean? The young kids are the future.
Well, I agree with you. We're going to take a quick break, but I agree with what you're saying. But
no buts.
No. Listen, I am a big. You convinced me. No, you convinced me.
Yeah, all right.
I was strictly a vintage guy.
Well, I understand that.
But
it's beautiful. Yes.
But They need to diversify a little bit.
Of course.
With
Well,
the vintage
I
stuff,
didn't
with the
mean-
Petrocelli stuff, with the Bog stuff.
No, the 52s,
Yeah.
the 1901s and the 1870s. You know, we'll get a little old.
Ulysses
you know
S.
what I'm saying?
Grant. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Big Al Chris from Love of the Game.
Give me a smile.
Auctions is in the house.
Smile, hey.
Elias is in the house.
My grandkid.
Rico is
My
here.
grand-
Rico is here physically.
Yeah.
Tom is here. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. We're going to talk about Al's next auction, and we're going to talk about kids and collecting. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Since 1996, Brian Drent and the staff at Denver's Mile High Card Company have led the charge in the collectibles hobby. Mile High is a full-service dealer specializing in buying and selling cards and offers a competitive consignment program for all collectors. Whether it be their computerized want list service, appraisals, or auction services, Mile High has it all. If you've been searching for a company with a selection of high-grade vintage 1888 to 1970 baseball cards and memorabilia that shares your passion, aim high, Mile High. Go to milehighcardco.com or call 303-840-2784 for more information.
For more than 30 years, Robert Edward Auctions has been the industry leader when it comes to helping you realize the most money for your baseball cards and sports memorabilia. In addition to their unparalleled reputation for honesty and integrity, they reach the largest number of bidders in the business and offer lower seller's fees, as well as generous cash advances up front on your valuable material. Contact them today at 908-226-9900. That's 908-226-9900 or at robertedwardauction.com.
This is Brian Drent, president of Mile High Card Company. Is your sports card and memorabilia collection properly insured? For easily replaced personal property, homeowners insurance is all most people need. But for prized possessions that you may have spent a lifetime collecting, it doesn't go nearly far enough. Collectables Insurance Services has been insuring for over 50 years. They offer a full range of protection and a $0 deductible at an affordable rate with no appraisals required. I know because they insure my collection. If you have a minute, go to collectinsure.com and learn more about insuring your personal card or memorabilia collection.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
How would you like to own the bat that was used by your favorite player when he hit that towering home run or game-winning base hit? Now look no further than JT Sports, specializing in the sale and authentication of professional game-used bats. As the official authenticators of professional model game-used bats for PSA DNA, JT Sports will guarantee the authenticity of any bat purchased from them. JT Sports also buys and sells game-worn uniforms, gloves, and baseball equipment. The unique quality of the collectible is what JT Sports is all about. Give them a call at 609-487-8003 or check them out at GameUseBats.com.
He answered the tough questions. On deck with Richard Petrocelli.
That's it.
I love that. On deck with Richard Petrocelli.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for our...
That's Dave's grandchild. Go ahead.
It is, that's right. Time for our segment On Deck with Rico, brought to us by our good friend Brian Dwyer and the great staff at REA Auctions. Don't forget to get your bid in by going to robertedwardauctions.com. That's Robert Edward Auctions for extraordinary results and extraordinary service. This week's question, and by the way, his name is Matt Waning, submitted a question. Matt, you're going to get a official GAX T-shirt.
A what?
GAX, Great American Collectibles Show.
Yeah. It's okay.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I'm going to use it.
Thank you. This is kind of a cool question. Rico, just about every pitcher today is throwing in the 90s, mid to upper 90s.
Oh, absolutely.
Would hitters now, when you played, not many of them threw in the high 90s. There were some.
Oh, yeah. There were more than these people make out. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, guys that played during your generation, would they have adjusted to today's pitchers?
No, not because I played in the past, but I'll go back in even Babe Ruth's day that you would adjust. The reason is, say a guy throws 98, right? Now your practice, you do the machine 90, 98, whatever, as highest as it can be. It's just repetition. You start getting ready for that fastball. If you get it, you got a chance to hit it. It's, people say the amateur, not amateurs, well, yeah, college players or whomever think that it's, how can you just get your bat on it? But for pros, it's timing, and eventually you're going to be able to time it. Now, when you get into 100, 103, Nolan Ryan was pretty much 100. And I didn't hit him, of course. But, yeah, some of the other, when you get up there, that's tough. That's really tough. But guys who throw 100, the lefty, what's his name? He was the closer for the Yankees.
Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman. He was 103 miles an hour, and it wasn't hit at first, but eventually they started hitting him. So it's possible. I think the hitters would adjust.
All right, so the two fastest when you played, Gibson and Ryan?
Nolan Ryan, and we had a couple of others that were
pretty good
up there.
All right, great. Matt, nice question. All right, let's get back to Big Al and our friend Elias. Al, jump in here anytime because we're talking about the hobby and kids in the hobby.
Utes.
Just got to say that Rico hit 057 lifetime against Nolan Ryan. I'm serious, and I'm looking at the stats right now.
This is nothing. They're killing me.
Wait,
thanks, Al.
Can you do me a favor?
I'm not surprised.
43 plate appearances, a 214 on base percentage, struck out 21 times.
Well, you always did say that he was tough to hit.
The Herald in Boston. The Herald had, when he retired, all the guys that had, how many guys he struck out? It was a whole page. And they had my picture in there. The most. Son of a.
All right, let's get.
But he was great.
Let's get to Elias. Elias, you're a collector.
Yep.
And why don't you tell us? Hold up some of the cards. What do you have here?
This is a Aaron Judge Diamond Kings PSA 10 rookie card.
PSA 10 Diamond Kings. Nice card, Al.
They're beautiful.
Okay.
Then
who's this guy?
I don't really know who he is. Frank Robinson.
Frank Robinson.
No.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Notice what he just said.
Well, that's okay. Go
no,
ahead.
That's good.
That's my point.
I know,
Mr.
Frank Robinson was Superman.
Okay, why don't you give him a little Frank Robinson background, Al?
Frank Robinson is one of the greatest players of all time. He played with the Cincinnati Reds and the Baltimore Orioles, and he's the only person to win the most valuable player in both leagues. He hit 586 home runs lifetime. When he retired, that was fourth best, I think, of anyone.
Wow.
He was the first black manager in baseball, and he was also the first black senior executive in baseball. Frank Robinson is Superman, and he's also one of the most underrated guys in the hobby.
And Rico played against him for how many years you played against him?
Long time.
Right?
Yeah, when he came over from Baltimore, the rest of my career.
Right.
No, he was great. He was great.
Now, this guy, I know you've heard of, right? Why don't you hold this up?
Hank Aaron. This is another one that my grandfather gave me. I looked it up this morning. A PSA 5 sells for like $400.
Uh-huh.
Now, do you know anything about Hank Aaron?
I'll give you 200.
What do you know about him?
He was a home run leader. and then Aaron Judge beat him, I think.
Well, he's the, in my opinion, and Al, you may disagree with me, but I don't think you will. I think Rico will because I don't know why. I think he is the true all-time home run hitter. He broke Babe Ruth's record, and then his record was broken by Barry Bonds. But I think there are some legitimate questions regarding Mr. Bonds, Mr. Crisafulli. What would you say?
I am a Barry Bonds fan.
Are you kidding me?
Thank you.
You're killing me. The guy was a steroid freak.
Come on.
That guy was one of the 3 best players of all time.
Listen to me. There's no doubt. Up until
Best major league player.
Up until the guy was a Hall of Famer. Up until he started juicing, like Roger Clemens. As soon as you start juicing, you're both out, as far as I'm concerned.
And how do we know
I juiced and nothing happened.
Rico used to juice on marinara sauce.
No, 2 cups of coffee.
Linguine and white clam sauce doesn't count. That's it.
All right. You got another one here. Who's this guy?
This is a Barry Sanders Topps traded rookie card, PSA 10.
Now, do you know anything about Barry Sanders?
Give you 25 for that. Bucks.
What do you know about him?
He was one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Probably. Would you consider him right up there with Jimmy Brown, Al?
Sure.
Right?
I mean, he left early. He quit early. But, man, look at the highlight films of him.
God, yeah.
Unbelievable.
This guy possibly could wind up the second greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Who is it? Mahomes him?
It's a Patrick Mahomes out of 25 rare rookie autograph.
Yeah. He's right behind Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Man, you are killing.
No, I got a question. Can I ask Elias something?
Do whatever the hell you
Thank
want.
you, sir. I want to know how you got started in this, and where would you like to go in the future? First, how did you get started?
I got started because I like sports and stuff, and me and my nephew were wondering how can we learn more about sports, and then we thought about cards, and we started collecting them when they were really cheap, 2016, 2017. And then we made really good collections and stuff.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a very important
Wait a minute.
question.
What about my second question?
Oh, I didn't know you had
Where
two.
you want to go?
It's called a follow-up.
Oh, a follow-up. Now, where do you want to go in the future with this business?
Probably keep on collecting and also make a lot of money and stuff.
All right, now I'm going to ask a question.
American.
And I don't want you to get mad at me.
Uh-oh. Watch out.
Are you collecting because you love to collect, or are you collecting because you want to make money?
I love to collect, and also I want to make money.
That's a good
Good.
answer.
Both. That's
Damn
what
good
I was going to
answer.
say.
Dad, you taught him well.
Good man.
I think it's important for me personally. Listen, I've done very well, Al. I've done very well with my personal collection.
Yep.
I've made a few bucks, but I got into it for the love of collecting, and I still do. When I buy something, I buy it for the love of it until I get sick of it. Then I give it to people like Al.
One of the things that I think would be a good idea for him, by the way, his parents are here.
Yes.
And they're just terrific people.
The Carrigans.
It's great, yeah. And is to read up more on the former players, as far back as you can, because that'll help you with the cards, too, to get a little idea. Yeah. So.
Listen, there's two things here. And Rico, you're dead on. No, you're right.
No, I'm saying,
if you love the hobby, and you want to possibly make it an investment, it's really important that what we talked about. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket, and I'll tell you why. If you invest in pick somebody who's a superstar baseball player today. Pick somebody. Azuma?
Judge.
Yeah.
Okay. If you invest a lot of money in Azuma, and Azuma tears his Achilles, or something happens to him, and you paid a lot of money for that card, what's going to happen to the value of that card?
Zero.
Boom. Just like Tatis.
Yeah.
Fernando Tatis's cards were huge money. Then he got whacked for steroids, and now his cards are dropping like a rock. Al, is that true? Right?
I think there's a tendency to view a lot of the modern stuff from that lens of value. What's it worth? And that's cool. That's part of the hobby. It's why we're all here. But at the same time, you know, I think that a lot of the joy in the hobby comes from learning about players and learning about, you know, the stories that go behind them. And there's a lot to know. Baseball's got a lot of history. And so, you know, from the standpoint of how to, you know, have a valuable collection that holds its value, yeah, sure, you want to do that. You want to have a diverse portfolio of cards, but learning about who those people are. You know, you've got a Hank Aaron card there, you've got a Frank Robinson card there. That's just like the key to a whole universe of great stories that can just keep you interested for your whole life. There's no, you know, like this is a thing that you can do forever. And yeah, there's some value to it, but it's also just a great way to learn about the history of the game.
Rick, I mean, if you had to give Elias some advice on vintage cards, can you make a few recommendations to a 12-year-old kid? What would be a good 2 or 3 vintage cards to invest in that are not going to break the bank?
Well, I love that Frank Robinson rookie card. You know, I say all the time that Frank Robinson is really, really underrated in the hobby. I also think that you can't go wrong learning about Jackie Robinson and how important Jackie Robinson was,
right?
Not just to baseball, but to American sports and to American culture. He's one of the most important people that's ever lived. And if you can latch on to a Jackie Robinson card and learn a little bit about him, that's, you know, a really cool thing. And I also think, and I'm just talking baseball here.
Yeah.
I think one of the most underrated and affordable players that's a little bit closer to you in age, a little bit closer, you know, probably your parents can tell you about him a little bit, is Reggie Jackson, who I think is a really underrated player, and his cards are pretty inexpensive, and he was pretty great. And there's a movie, a documentary about Reggie that's really an interesting thing to watch, and you know, you can watch that documentary, learn a little bit about him, and then his cards are pretty easy to find.
We are chatting with Al Crisafulli from Love of the Game Auctions, our little friend here, Elias Carrigan, collector. Mr. Petrocelli, why don't you tell us about our good friend Joe Drellick and the CSA Chantilly Show?
Jeez. Well, yes, folks, CSA Show is proud to present the Chantilly Show, being held on March 31st and April 2nd. Held at the Dulles Expo Center in Chantilly, Virginia, just minutes from the Dulles International Airport. Celebrating over 27 years at the same location, there'll be over 300 dealer tables exhibiting on over 100,000 square feet of space. So you can do some wind sprints back and forth, get some extra. With both vintage sports cards and memorabilia, as well as modern-day sports treasures, you won't have to look very far for that special card, bat, ball, or autograph. Major auction houses and third-party grading companies will be on site to assist you with your collecting and authentication needs. Some of your favorite superstars will be on hand, including football greats Trevor Lawrence, Jamar Chase, C.D. Lamb, Micah Parsons, Randy Moss, Emmitt Smith, and many, many more. For more information, go to
I forgot to put it in.
A whole line. Hey, I forgot
to put the website in.
For more, you should go to
CSAshows.com.
That's the Chantilly Show, where you can find all of your sports collectible treasures.
I forgot.
I'm aging, even older than I look.
What do you want from me, man? I was in a rush.
This is why I do this live.
Joe Drellick, I'm sorry. He just said us. We're good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Al, what about your next auction? What do you got? Any good little tidbits you can throw at us right now?
Yeah, next auction is in August. So we'll have a lot of the material that we have in the auction at the National. I'm very happy to have a cool 19th century section in this auction, which is great. We've got some great photos, and we're really still assembling. Typical. Our auction is kind of the place where people go to find stuff they don't see every day, and this one won't disappoint. We've got that same kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I hope you give our Native American friends a little love. What do you want? I submitted something to the auction.
Okay. All right. Don't
All right.
Is this lawsuit?
What was that crass?
Call a lawyer.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Was that crass?
Yes, it was.
No, but we have to explain what you're talking about.
I did. I submitted a. Why don't you tell them what I submitted? I don't even remember.
I haven't opened the
Coward.
box yet.
They're both cowards. Go ahead, submit it. I mean, say.
Okay. Do you know who Christy Mathewson's battery mate was?
Don't say Cochise.
Chief Myers.
Oh, Chief Myers.
Chief
okay.
Myers. I think it's the only one that exists, Al. I submitted
What's
to
wrong
Al
with that?
a Chief Myers
Yeah.
signed ball
Okay.
that he signed, printed it, but he also signed it in Native American.
Okay, yeah.
And I think it's only
I think
one.
that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I think it's 101. And then I threw in a Chief Myers PSA 4.5 T206 card to go with it that I've asked Al to sell separate lots, right?
Wasn't Three Finger McDougal, what's his name?
Mordecai Brown.
Mordecai Brown. Wasn't he part Indian? Part Native
Chief
American?
Bender. Chief Bender was.
Oh, Chief Bender, yeah.
Chief
okay.
Bender. But anyway, so that's kind of a cool piece. And
It's a very cool
Nice.
piece.
Feel
It's
free-
exactly the kind of stuff that we sell.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right, Elias, getting back to your collection. So what are some of your favorite cards that you have right now, other than these?
Well, Patrick Mahomes, I like that one a lot.
Do you have any Trevor Lawrence stuff?
I have like a lot of Trevor Lawrence rookie cards. I had a Trevor Lawrence 101, but I sold that when he wasn't good.
When he wasn't good, you gotta love it.
He's good.
So I only sold it for like $40. So it's probably like a lot
That's all
now.
right.
What
That's
about?
how you learn.
That's right. What about? What's his name? The quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
Josh Allen. That was like the year where I started collecting and then I stopped in like 2018, so I didn't really get like much 2018 stuff. But I don't really have much of his
Now
cards.
you didn't invest in Mac Jones cards when he was a rookie, did you?
Yeah, I did.
See, that's a good example, right, Al?
Yeah.
You invested in Mac Jones. You paid high, and it's not right now. It's a little low, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's
part of the business, right?
Exactly.
Elias, do you prefer to have a lot of different cards of a lot of different players or a lot of different cards of a handful of players? In other words, you buy multiple copies of the same card?
Like this card here. No, not something like this. Would you buy more than one copy of that?
I would just buy like one of every single player. So if one goes up, you have that one. And not just invest in one guy, and if it goes down, you lose all your money.
All right. Listen, before we take a break, Rico, why don't you tell us about our good friend Tom Ruggi and Destiny Wealth Management? This ought to be hysterical.
Why?
Nothing. I'm not saying anything.
You're mocking me. I want to talk to you folks. Well, why would I be here doing this? But about our friend Tom Ruggi and the staff at Destiny Wealth Management. Terrific. If you are a card or memorabilia collector, have you ever thought about how to manage your collection long term? Well, I certainly have, and so has Tom. I look at my personal collection, and through the advice and expertise of Tom Ruggi, I've learned that you need a professional to help categorize, evaluate, and eventually put a liquidation plan together with dealers or auctioneers if you or your family decides to sell your collection. Most importantly, you need to be aware of the tax ramifications when you liquidate. That's a great point.
I'm not kidding, it is.
Although Zapp and GM, that's Tom Zappala and John Mallory, Zapp and GM, have begged, have begged me to include them when it comes time to depart with my 40th home run ball or my 67 World Series glove. You know, I'm going to Tom Ruggi and the Wealth Management.
Why
Group.
don't you just leave them to
No,
me?
you're not getting nothing. And don't forget, Ruggi Wealth Management will also handle all of your investment needs. They're a terrific company. That's Ruggi Wealth Management, the go-to company to manage your collectible decisions.
All right, we're going to take.
I'll put in a word for Tom Ruggi too. He's a real good guy.
Great guy. Actually, he's going to be on.
Wonderful guy.
He's going to be. Actually, we're going to get you on stage with us too. At least Rico's out, JM's out. At the National, we're going to be broadcasting from 1 to 3 on Friday. I want to get you up for a couple of 10 minutes.
What's the date?
You're out.
No, what's the date of the National?
It's the weekend of the last weekend of July.
Last
Are you
weekend.
going, Rico?
No, he's not. He's out.
Maybe. Maybe.
You're
July.
not gonna. Oh, did they call you
No. Who?
to do a little signing?
No. It's not that. It's just.
I don't buy that for one iota.
No.
The only time he travels, we got to take a break. The only time he travels is when they offer him money to do signings.
That's not. Al, you know better. You know that.
All right, we're going to
I
take a
would
quick
never
break.
do that.
Leighton's going to join us. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Are you a collector looking for that rare trading card or autographed ball or photo? If so, then PB Collectibles in Newport is the place for you. PB Collectibles has graded cards, raw cards, complete sets, and wax boxes of the stars of the future, today, and from the past. We also offer a large selection of both vintage and modern cards. So whether you're looking to add to your collection or sell it, visit us at PB Collectibles, 269 Spring Street in Newport, located across from St. Mary's Church. We are your neighborhood card shop and much more.
Pristine Auction is a family-owned and operated online auction specializing in autographed memorabilia, sports cards, coins, art, and collectibles. Since their founding in 2010, they've grown to 2 facilities in Phoenix, Arizona, totaling over 60,000 square feet. Jared Cavalier and an incredible staff of over 150 team members serve a very large customer base and enjoy every minute of it. By working with leading authentication companies, Pristine ensures all items are 100% authentic. In addition, third-party authenticators regularly travel to Pristine Auction to provide authentication services on site. Pristine Auction strives to operate its business in a way that's honoring to God, their families, and their customers. With a strong focus on speed, quality, and premier customer service, their mission is to be the leading online auction for every level of collector and fan. Pristine also works for Hope Sports and Identity Hoops International, traveling to Mexico to build houses for the less fortunate. Pristine Auction offers several online auction formats with thousands of auctions ending each day. For more information, go to pristineauction.com. That's Pristine Auction, the best in the business.
It's often been said that championships are won on the practice field, and world records come only to those willing to work harder than everybody else. Heritage Auctions is the world's largest collectibles auctioneer because we believe that becoming the best is only an invitation to the challenge of remaining the best. This requires the skills of the hobby's top experts, capable of identifying and maximizing value for our consigners. It requires the most visited website in the industry, courting a global audience of collectors over 1.5 million strong. It requires a dedicated press department that expands our global reach far beyond the entrenched hobby marketplace. It's hard work, but a simple premise. Present the finest collectibles to the largest population of potential buyers, and world records will come. We invite all listeners to put the unmatched power of Heritage Auctions to work for you. Auction evaluations are always free, and our commission-based fee structure ensures that our interests are always aligned. The highest possible price for your collectibles. There will always be new world records to chase, so let's chase them together. Visit our website at ha.com and request your no-obligation review today.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
Hey, I'm Mike Petrocelli.
If your company is looking for the best in marketing and promotional items, you'll hit a home run with Petrocelli Marketing. With over 8,000 suppliers and 650,000 imprint-ready items, we can get your company the visibility it needs to get your maximum exposure. Whether it be office promotions, wearables, automotive, sports items, and everything in between, Petrocelli Marketing can do it all. Our design staff will even work with you from concept to delivery and customize your products. At Petrocelli Marketing Group, we will get your brand in front of your audience. Contact us at info@petrocellimkt.com or call us at 603-880-3202. That's Petrocelli Marketing, where no dream is impossible.
Well, that's my son, oldest son, who owns that company. It's promotional products and other designs.
Listen, let's cut to the chase.
Yeah, I mean,
can I get some free stuff?
No. Yeah.
How about a hat?
No hats, nothing. But
a pen.
Listen, folks, I'll talk more about it.
About a pen?
But he has clients all over the country.
Mike's a great kid. Petrocelli Marketing.
Talk more about it.
Does a great job.
Line.
Yeah. All right, let's welcome our other really good friend, Leighton Sheldon from Vintage Breaks. Hi, Leighton.
Hey, Leighton.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. Say hi to Elias. Elias Carrigan is a junior collector, has his own business, going to be at the National, by the way.
Very cool. What's up, Elias? How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Have you ever
Good,
watched
thanks.
Vintage Breaks? You got to watch it. It's a great show. Great show. Hey, Leighton, we've spoken off air that we are going to be moving our platforms, and we're going to be posting. By the way, to all of our viewers and listeners, this is important. We're going to be cross-promoting a lot of our sponsors' videos and websites. Like, for instance, by the way, Leighton, I checked into it. I can do it. We posted the other day the 55 Bowman opening on stage on our website, on our Facebook page. We're gonna put it up there for you to see. That was a wild day when we had a break, and it was a 55 Bowman mantle. It turned out to be a PSA 9. Rico almost had a heart attack. Leighton almost had a heart attack. I was the only one that held everybody together. And that card, did I read that card sold for $348,000 recently, or did I dream that?
No, I think it did. Al, you probably would know just as well as I do. I think something like that, right? I think that mantle PSA 9 sold for like $300-something thousand.
I didn't see it either. But it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's a fantastic.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Leighton, so what's going on with Vintage Breaks? You got all kinds of stuff going on always.
Yeah, we have an exciting event ending this Sunday. And as part of that event, we're going to be giving away a 1961 Topps Mickey Mantle PSA 7. That's very well centered. That looks great for the grade. So that'll be one of the prizes. We'll be giving away a bunch of other vintage cards and break credit and boxes. So all of that goes down. If you want to tune in live, it'll be on youtube.com/vintagebreaks. And we'll be breaking on Sunday, I believe, from 9 a.m. till 11 o'clock at night. So it'll be a barn burner.
Al, this goes to you too. If you ever do a little promotional video of some kind of a big find or something like that, make sure you send it to our producers so we can post it on our Facebook page. That's really, really important. Yeah, absolutely. Leighton, you have a kind of a new store, don't you?
We do in Millburn, New Jersey. It's right near the Short Hills Mall, Maplewood, if you're familiar with it. A few minutes from the Garden State Parkway, and about 30 minutes from Manhattan. So, Al, if you're ever down in the area, for anyone else who's down in the area, it's a few minutes away from the train station.
I just drove through there yesterday.
It's just up the street from the Millburn Deli. So if you know the Millburn Deli, then you'll find us.
Wow, that's a great spot.
It is mainly because of the deli, but our store is pretty decent too.
Have you guys ever thought about, both of you, coming over to the dark side here at Fenway Park?
I mean, I guess if you slip me a Mickey like Seinfeld, like it's possible.
You guys are pathetic with the Yankees. With all due respect, and I'm being honest, you guys try to buy championships, and it doesn't work. They
don't ask my opinion, Tom.
We come from the ground up. Keep that in mind. So literally, we're at the bottom of the ground, and we're going to come up eventually. Just give us a little time.
Yeah, the Red Sox only spent
If that's
260.
what you tell yourself to make yourself feel better.
They only spent
killing me.
$260 million. That's all the Red Sox spent. That's nothing.
I'll tell you what. Last night
Go
I threw a
ahead.
chicken salad sandwich at my TV. I was so pissed off. It's so frustrating.
But you wouldn't have thrown lobster salad. No way.
No, right.
Chicken salad is just cheaper.
I mean, Rico, you have some say with that club. What the hell is going on? They're
I
pathetic.
know nothing.
They are pathetic.
Well, listen, they're not pathetic. They win 3 in a row. They lose 2 in a row, whatever it might be. I don't even know if they're over 500 or at 500, but
they're at 500 right now.
The club is built. I don't think to win, but they're hoping.
Why build a club to win?
They're built to lose. Come on, listen.
What the hell? Build a club to win? Of course not. You don't want to do that.
Come on. Hey.
Although I have to say to both of you, nothing is worse than the 1966 Red Sox that one Rico Petrocelli was playing shortstop for. That team was awful. I mean, you guys lost 100 games.
65, we lost 100, but the next year we improved. So don't get done. We only lost 99.
Well, you couldn't go much
the year
further
after
down.
that, you were great.
99, yeah.
Right? And then the next
And we won. So
then
anyway,
you won independent.
No,
All right, I'm going to ask.
what can you do?
He's a young collector here. What kind of give Elias a piece of advice, Leighton? And these are two of the best in the business that really know this stuff.
That's right.
What would you give him as a piece of advice as far as collecting goes?
Sure. So I think, the first thing is, right, everyone's going to tell you to have fun and to be passionate. But, let's be honest, unless you're getting money from your mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, you're going to have to figure out how to make it on your own. Yeah. That's where the really fun part is, because to me, you're not only going to learn about how to maybe help your collection and get more cards for it, which is awesome. You're going to learn a lot about life. And so just enjoy it. Don't take it too seriously. And if you take it more seriously as the days and the months and the years, progress, certainly feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you offline. But I know that the biggest mistake, and I'm sure we all have our stories, Elias, but for me, if I had taken just a fraction of the money that I had when I was a kid, and instead of just spending it on frivolous, the most modern cards that came out, if I had spent any of it on vintage, I would have had something, really nice today. So the idea of diversification is very real. And if you can, practice that,
Remember
you'll
that
be
word.
way ahead of your friends.
Diversification is very important. Al?
Plus, he does.
I think the same.
Go
on, Rico.
Al. No, I was just going to say, his parents are here. He's going to do the lawn. He's going to do extra
Well, I'm
jobs
going to ask
and
you this.
stuff
So,
like that.
So does Dad give you money, or do you use money to invest?
So my dad gave me a little bit of money to start, and then I was at card shows, and I've done 5 so far. I made $700. So I just
and you invest. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right, that's
Good. That's what
terrific.
you want to do.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I would add to what Leighton says is take the time to as you get into the vintage stuff, take the time to learn about who these players are and what their stories are, because it's great stories.
Very important. All right, listen, we got a few extra minutes, but again, I want to reiterate that we are moving the Great American Collectibles Show. We're going to be moving platforms. Our main platforms are going to be the Great American Collectibles Facebook page, which many of you are watching it on right now. Also, Sports Collectors Daily Facebook page. And then later on down the road, after the National, we're probably going to have one more big announcement for another major Facebook page platform. Keep in mind the whole purpose of this, we're going onto neutral platforms so we can talk about anything. Yeah. We're going to have people from other third grading party, other third party grading companies come on. We're going to have some controversial, good stuff. Good stuff.
No, your advice. I was laughing because my father, when I was a kid, hey, you better be a good boy. Play baseball. You want to be a bum, and don't forget, be good. Okay, Dad. Yeah. What'd he say?
Real quickly, we got about a minute and a half left. Listen to this one. Petrocelli World Series. Gibson, 4 strikes out. Four strikeouts.
Hey.
No, strikes out 4 times. His father is going to get into a fight with another fan because the guy keeps calling Petrocelli a bum. After the fourth strikeout, what do you think his father does? Stands up, Petrocelli, you're a bum.
Yeah, true story.
Right?
That's what made you tough.
No, that's all right. But hey, this is a great industry, and we'd love to see the kids get involved.
Absolutely.
You know, keep them straight. And it's a great hobby. And someday he may be, making a living from it.
Absolutely.
Real living, you know what I mean?
Elias, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you for joining us.
Congratulations.
Al,
Good luck.
as always, you're a big plus to the show. You're a credit to the hobby, as is Leighton. You two guys.
He doesn't say. Hey, Al, he doesn't say that when you're off the
He
air.
says that to all the guys.
Yeah,
No,
that's right. Yeah,
You two guys are two of the rocks.
Nah,
you
you are,
really are.
honestly.
You guys are two of the rocks of this hobby.
really
Two
appreciate
of the well-known class acts in the hobby. And
I appreciate that. It's always fun hanging out with you guys.
all right, guys. Leighton,
Hey,
we'll
take
talk
care.
to you down the
See you,
road.
Leighton.
Al, we'll talk to you down the road.
Absolutely.
To our viewers and listeners, again, I can't thank you enough for the support. You guys have brought us over the top. We scratch our head. We really do scratch our head. With that being said, again, thanks for the support.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Great
Thank
work.
you.
Thank
And,
you.
excited to see you soon.
And
All right.
happy collecting.
Yes.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21